Next guest is a talented filmmaker whose latest motion picture, the very provocative Bamboozled, is in theaters now. Here he is, Spike Lee. Spike, how you doing?
Good.
Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Yeah, I'm wearing my Martha Stewart underwear.
Hey, we got a lot to talk about here. First of all, baseball. What do you think? What are you looking at? What do you like?
Subway Series.
Yeah. You think the Yankees will get by Seattle?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, worried about Seattle?
Bats finally came alive, so...
Everything's fine?
Well, I mean, they're not going to roll over, but I think it'll be 7 games, Yankees will beat the Mets.
Oh, good. That's what it looks like to you?
Yeah, that'd be great. New York City will be insane.
Have you always been a Yankees fan?
I grew up in Brooklyn, so I was a Mets fan.
Right.
That's when the Yankees sucked.
Were you just a front runner? Is that what you are?
No, I mean, it's been going back and forth, but since Reggie Jackson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Reggie and
yeah.
Thurman Munson and everybody.
Reggie got everybody's attention, didn't he?
He was the stick that stirred the drink.
That's right. And what about the Knicks, Patrick Ewing? I've looked and looked and looked. He ain't here anymore. What is that all about?
Well, I think it's criminal that Patrick couldn't end his career in a Knicks uniform, and something couldn't have worked out. And he's still one of the best players in the game. He's going to a Hall of Famer, and what we got in return doesn't add up in my estimation.
Yeah. So you. So, and what about, where'd he go? He went to Seattle?
Seattle.
Coincidentally? And what does it look like for them? Has he got a chance there now to get a ring?
Well, they're in the Western Division. They got to play Shaq and Dale Robinson a lot more time. So.
But now let's talk about my Indiana Pacers. How about those guys?
They're done. Bird retired.
Yeah.
Mark Jackson, Toronto. You trade Dale Davis. You're done.
Yeah. Reggie?
Reggie had a great championship series against the Lakers, but you guys are done. Oh, Smith's retired.
Yeah, Rick Smith's, yeah.
So forget about it. They'll be hanging out with the Knicks.
Don't even bother opening the arena, is what you're saying.
No, they can be competitive, but I understand how they got rid of Dale Davis and Mark Jackson. I mean,
I felt bad Larry Bird left. I thought that was too bad. But, you know, he's a man of his word. He said, I'll do it for 3 years. He did it for 3 years. It came very, very close.
Didn't want to coach anymore.
Didn't want to coach anymore. What about that series with L.A.? Didn't that just make you crazy? I mean, it looked like if they had just won that one game in Indianapolis, they might have had a shot.
Shaq is too much.
Yeah, that's right. He's really come into his own, hasn't he? What's made the difference there?
I think Phil Jackson a lot.
Really? Do you think so? Is he that good a coach, or has he just got a great team around him?
7 rings.
Yeah, I know. Well, what are you going to do? Let's talk about the motion picture Bamboozled.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've seen this movie. I thought it was a good film. I don't know if I should say I enjoyed the film, but I did enjoy the film. But is it the kind of film people should enjoy, really?
I think there are parts of it that you can enjoy, and I think there are things in it that make you reflect and say, man, things are messed up.
Are people already going crazy about this movie? Are you getting is there a lot of controversy about this
Well,
film?
number one, I'm really tired of that word controversy. I think that it's so easy today, Dave, that the label people, and I think it's just an act of laziness where you don't want to spend the time to say who these people are, describe something, just put one word to it. And for me, Spike Lee film, controversy right away. Yeah. I think this film is a very thought-provoking film.
You know, excuse me for a second. I can't believe how dumb I am. I'm asking you who you think you're going to win the World Series, and you're wearing the Yankees hat. I just noticed it. I'm sorry. I don't know what's the matter with me. I'm drilling you about who do you think? Did they have a chance? He's got the hat on. So anyway, but the motion picture is about exploitation.
Well, I think it's about many things, but what we try to do in satirical light is look back on the history of American films and television, and then try to juxtapose that with today, and then see the differences and where we might be going in the future.
And the story of the film, a group of people working for a television network get the idea to put on, it's like the minstrel show.
Well, it's Damon Wayans' character. He wants to be fired. He wants to get out of there. The only way he can be fired and get his money He's come with like the plot from the producers, the Mel Brooks film.
Right.
He thinks of the most offensive, racist show he can think of. They gotta fire me. Turns out they love it. They shoot the pilot. Becomes a #1 show in America. Blackface becomes a rage, and he's become Dr. Frankenstein and has to deal with it.
Yeah. And what is it when people watch this? What do you want to? What should they take away from the theater? What do you want them to be thinking about, like a day or two later when they're?
Well, there's so
reflecting
many
on this?
things in it that it really depends what you bring to the theater. So I really try not to dictate what people should think coming out. But I hope to be thinking about something that they just saw.
Yeah, and but forget what other people should think. What do you think? What is when you look at your film? What do you take from it? What do you get back from your work here?
I think that it's a very interesting look at pop culture today and how it affects everything we do.
Yeah.
And the damage the stereotypes have done to America as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Is it fair that a person like me or people who are not black, people who are not African Americans, is it a fair statement to say that we really don't understand certainly the bad part of the black experience, and maybe not even the good part of the black experience? Is that fair to say? We can think about it and we can conjure about it and conjecture, but we really will never know what that is?
No, I don't agree with that. I think that number one, you can't make blanket statements like that. I think that if you're open to it, you can understand it. But if you think that the last racist film in the history of America was Birth of a Nation back in 1900, and then can't look at some of the stuff that's on television now and see that, some of the stuff is still related. And I think that what I'm trying to show with this film also is that in the 21st century, you don't have to put on blackface necessarily be doing the minstrel act. So, I think a lot of these gangster videos are a modern day form of a minstrel show.
So you're talking about television, current television situation comedies?
Well, I think that too.
Yeah, and some of those you would object to. You think that?
I mean, in my opinion, I'm not trying to stand here like I'm God. I'm just saying I just find it interesting that the majority of African Americans are working television today. Everybody's in a sitcom. If you contrast that with hour-long episodic dramas, we're not even there. I know Brower has a new thing, Gideon's Cross. I know it's not on CBS, but that looks to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I mean, I don't.
Andre Brower. Andre Brower.
Right.
Gideon's thing takes place at a hospital.
And the movie has opened now in selected cities around the country.
Right. It opened this past week in New York, LA, and Chicago. October 20th. A lot more. The United States
Is it doing business now? People going to see it?
Yeah.
It's and again, I feel odd saying I enjoyed it, but I thought it was.
But there's nothing wrong with that, though.
All right, then I enjoyed the film, and it was very nicely made, and some great performances in there. Also, great.
Damon.
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett, Tommy Davis, and Simon Glover, the great tap dancer.
And
Michael Rappaport.
And
Mos Def.
And
Paul Mooney.
That's right.
Paul Mooney, one of the great comedians who wrote a lot of Richard Pryor's material.
He's terrific. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Been around a long time.
Long time.
Yeah. And who do you want to win the World Series? I'm the dumbest man on television. The film opens October 20.
Yes.
Nationwide. It goes
Week
nationwide.
from Friday.
Yeah, good to see
Week
you.
from tonight.
Have a great season, my friend. We'll see you in Indiana.
Thank you.
Spike Lee. We'll be right back.